And that leads me on to ask a question about specifically for magicians. Do you feel that because of that, magicians have a responsibility to make sure that their audience understands that they don't actually have any of those powers? Or do you think that they should just be allowed to be interpreted however the person wants?
Well, I think personally that as a magician, you're honest with your audience. I'm a teacher, I'm an academic. I have the luxury of being able to tell the truth as I see it, and it's not a problem. Um, I don't care personally if I see performers, and there's lots of them, who pretend to be able to do things they can't really do. That doesn't bother me personally. Um, if we look at something like mentalism, which is the obvious place, there are countless performers who either claim or give the very strong impression that they're able to do things that they can't do. And I'm not just talking about ESP, I'm talking about reading body language and NLP and all these other sort of
Yeah.
false claims that people make. And I personally would not do that. And I've given talks and I've spoken to students, to people saying, that's not true. That's not what they're doing. And I think I think it's dishonest personally. At the same time, it's up to a performer to figure out the nature of the contract with the audience. I actually spoke to a bunch of people. I'll not name names on this one, but let's just say some very famous mentalists. I spoke to a lot of them about what's called the disclaimer, which is the thing that mentalists say to cover what they do. And they say things like, what I'm about to do, I don't want to, I was going to say someone's actual disclaimer, but that would identify them.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Well, what I'm going to do, it's not psychic, it's a mixture of psychology and da 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 da. Okay. And so I spoke to them about this, about when they said that, do they care if the audience misinterprets that? No judgment. I'm just, what is it you want people to think? And I got very different responses from different people about what they thought the responsibility of the performer is in terms of what they think the mechanism is. And some of them think that if you're performing in a theatre, that's it covered, which is fair enough.
Well, yeah, because maybe there's an inherent understanding that it's a performance, maybe, and that's enough for them.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your moral basis, I suppose. So, actually, my mate Richard Wiseman said, I think this is the best way of thinking about it. Unless you believe in God, in which case you'll have a different source of morality. But if you think about it this way, imagine that you do a show, whether it includes mentalism or it's a kind of poker demonstration where you're claiming to do bottom deals, but actually it's a stack deck or something like that. Any point where you're not really doing what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine later them finding out how you actually do it. Would they be annoyed by that? And does that bother you that they'd be annoyed? Okay. That tells you, I think, that gives you a kind of line that you can decide to cross or not. But the thing that annoys me more is it's just that there's a laziness about it. If you do a demonstration and you can pretty much do any card trick as if it's telepathy or clairvoyance or precognition, which is a psychic thing, you could do the vast majority. Any pick a card trick could be a body language trick or a lie detection trick. Any of them. And people will find it more impressive. But you will be, you'll be lying about what's going on, and some of them will believe that, and you've got to figure out if you're comfortable with that.